All right, here we go with More Than This. All right, so it follows the structure of the recording pretty closely in terms of, the actual number of verses, choruses, and all that, except for the tag at the end where I added something of my own. But let's start at the top. All right, so the introduction. Okay, so you just want to let that big E just ring out. Now when you do the suspension, make sure that rings out while you're doing the top strings, this little thing. Now on the tab, I didn't notate the backbeat I threw in there because it really is optional. And you'll probably want to practice the, practice the rest of the tune before you would consider adding that rhythm anyway. So I won't bother adding that here. I won't bother with the backbeat. I'll just go through the song as it is. So after you do that introduction, then add the backbeat, or not. When you start the actual verse, let that B string ring out from the intro. Just so it can kind of, lead into the melody. And this is where the slides really help giving an expression to the melody. So. Okay, now this is a bit tricky here. Just have to watch it there a bit. It's a bit of a stretch. And you have to make sure your fingers basically get out of the way of each other so they ring the proper amount of time. So basically the second part of that verse. So after... So it's tricky. It's nice, but it's tricky. And the rest of it just repeats in the same way. Actually, I notated this. That is the third part of it, where there's a bit of a pause in the melody. So I gave a little extra flavor to the bass line. Just a pull-off hammer-on there. Hammer-on, rather. Which you can do or not. Okay, then it introduces the chorus. So you're sliding there. You want to get it as clean as you can. Especially because those are the three words that everyone knows, so you want to get that really clear. Okay, now I did the bass line, adding quite a bit in there. It's a little tricky while keeping the melody going, so all you really need is the main root of each measure. If you want to stick with the A. Like that, it's fine. Or if you're up to it, you can do... like that, adding that in. So the chorus is pretty straightforward, just repeats that. Then at the end, you're doing this B there at the 7th fret with the unison an octave lower. And that's to imitate, there's sort of a little synth or sax melody there, or just a single note at the very end of the verse, at the very end of the chorus. Make sure you get that really nice and clean and don't hit your G string. Don't hit that, so. Okay, and then you're moving on to the second verse, which we're doing an octave up. So you're doing this little dyad there, the A and C sharp. And I find a little vibrato really helps make that pop out. And when you, after that standard D shape there, and then I'm doing a bar for the B. I'm not playing the whole bar, I'm just playing the root and then the A, the D, and the F sharp. I just found a little easier to do, but you could also do it if you wanted to, but I just did it. And that just repeats all the way through the chorus as well. Next through the verse. Next chorus, we're jumping up an octave here too. This is another occasion where you can just leave the bass line on the root of each chord. And if you want to do just the A, it's fine. The D. Or you can do either way. Okay, so a little bit of vibrato here helps too, I think, of this D major 7 chord. And that repeats also till the end. We're going down there to the first position again with the E, and once again, that little B unison. Okay, then we're doing, it's basically a repeat of the chorus, but with a little bit of ad-libbing in there I chose to throw in. In the actual recording, the guitar starts introducing a few lines here, so I thought I'd kind of go with that idea. And I notated the whole kind of ad-lib I did. You can certainly do your own. I would just stick with the, you know, that's the important part. That's my ad-lib there. And then the part that he actually sings. I added something like that. And I added this little melody up high. Again, I noted the whole thing, but you can use your own ideas. I just did kind of a drone string with the open B string and a little melody in A. Yeah, you basically just want to illustrate those chords a little bit, but it's fine if you just want to keep going, you know, just with the melody as it is. You could even repeat the very first chorus like that. That's totally fine. And then after that, at the very end of that, I'm then doing something that sort of echoes what the synthesizers are doing at the outro of the tune, at the very end, where I'm kind of echoing the chorus vocal line a little bit, or rather the verse a little bit, and then doing a modification after that. So after that third kind of chorus variation, then we're on to this verse variation. Now the important thing here is that high E string, you want to keep that droning the whole time while you're doing those chords, sliding around those chords. Then there's the finger picking part. Again 4 times, and then after that then is the variation that I added at the very end, which is definitely not in the original song, but the original song just kind of fades out instrumentally, so I wanted to do something to kind of help wrap it up a little bit. And this is just a very simple, pretty simple finger picking pattern, and it's the same except for the bass note. I usually just use my index and middle fingers here, along with the thumb. But you could use your 4th finger for the E too, like that. again, you could, or you could, you know, just add your own variation there to end it, instead of doing exactly what I do there. And the very last chord, I just did a add 9. But you could use any A, you know, any kind of A you wanted to, just a standard A if you wanted to, or something up high like this. But I did an add 9 chord, so try to give it that little extra color. All right, that's pretty much it. It's a lovely tune. The important thing is having that vocal melody pop out, and when there's open strings ringing, definitely leave those in there. It really helps to kind of you know, give some of the original color that's in the tune with a lot of the background saxes and keyboards and guitars that are going on. As usual, let me know if you have any questions about this. Thank you so much.